Why are they in this movie? Why are they in any movie? Why are they in a theater for a film? I assume you paid ticket prices that are not cheap nowadays, and you're kind of ruining it for anyone else that gives a fuck. This fucking sucks. The people suck. Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise is a 2023 film that was directed by Lee Cronin. It's produced by Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. Now, this movie, I was curious as to what I was going to get with this film. Are we at a point where the Evil Dead brand and franchise should stop, right? We already did a remake so many years ago. Was that 10 years ago now? Shit. And then we brought back the original set of characters with Bruce Campbell and Ash vs. Evil Dead, that TV show that I had a lot of fun with, but it was abruptly canceled. And so now I was sort of trying to figure out, where does this movie fit into the franchise, and do I care about this property? After watching the film, holy fuck, do I care about this franchise. I am coming out of this movie completely freaked out, and this movie's fucked up. This movie fucked my shit up, for sure. I think, yes, it shows that you can do much more with the Evil Dead franchise. There is still blood to be soaked out of this franchise if you want it to be. The plot is we follow this family who are living in this apartment, kind of in the middle of the city. I don't know, if it's in the dead middle or if it's on the far outskirts of a city, but it's a different location for this. Usually we're used to a cabin in the woods or just out in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody to help you out, and we still have that feeling, but just in a new environment, because the apartment building is fucked up and just it needs help. It does. And when shit goes wrong, they lose power, the elevators don't work, the stairs, there's an earthquake that fucks shit up, and they lose service, so they're trapped there. They were able to use their budget for where it really counts: the blood, the gore, all of that stuff, and they do not go cheap with the blood and gore. There was a few moments that I almost wanted to look away, or I wanted to close my eyes, just from sheer, I knew this was going to suck. I knew this was going to be rough and brutal to look at. The acting, I have to sort of sing some praises here. One of the main characters, Ellie, she's the mother of the kids, and she's the one who gets possessed, and she's played by Alyssa Sutherland, and fuck, I was impressed by how much of a good mother, or at least a mother that wanted to do well for the kids at the beginning, I expected usually in these movies, where the mom's a piece of shit, and so you don't care about what happens to her after the fact. You don't care that she gets possessed. No, she was a good mom that was trying to do right. And so when you see what happens to her, it makes it hurt and suck that much more. So when she gets possessed and starts being a complete asshole to the kids and just turns on them and tries to murder everybody, it's even more horrifying to see the kids' reaction to it. She has a sister, Beth, who is played by Lily Sullivan, and this sister, fuck do I feel bad for that sister. And fuck do I feel bad for really everybody in this film. I'm saying a lot of good things about this movie, a lot of good things that they do, especially in the horror department, the acting department, making me care about what happened to these characters department. But there is one character, I won't say who, but there's one character that does one majorly dumb thing that pretty much sets the plot in motion, that sets everything going on as far as how does this happen, right? And a lot of these horror movies have to have, seemingly, one character that does one dumb thing. I feel like maybe we could have just made it another character that did the dumb thing, so that I didn't feel annoyed with that character for the rest of the movie. It was like, what the fuck were you doing? Why did you do that? It is your fault for why all of this happened in the first place. Overall, I'll be honest, I'm trying to think of other reasons of why not to give this a pretty high rating, and I can't think of anything else. I found myself sitting there in my chair, surrounded by a theater full of people. I will get to that in a minute. And it was tense. I found myself tense. I found myself wincing. I found myself hard to watch at certain moments. It didn't have too much comedy. It didn't have too much of anything else. It's just straight horror, straight fuck you. We're gonna do some brutal shit, and if that's what you're down for, then that's what you're gonna get. So if you want that, I'm gonna give this a full price. Now that the review's out of the way, I have to just say this right here, right now. So I was in the theater full of people, like I said, and the reason why I do like going to the theaters is because there's nothing like the big screen theater experience with the big surround sound, and just all of that works. And with comedy and horror specifically, being with a packed theater, to hear them laughing or to hear them scared and screaming, it helps add to what is going on, and to make you fully more immersed into the action and what you're seeing. There was at least 4 or 5 people, at least in my eye view vicinity, especially in the front few rows, who were just on their phone the entire time. I mean, I saw 3 people within the first 3 rows who were just on their phone, bright fucking screen, and they're not even watching the movie. I mean, maybe they're occasionally looking up. I tried to ignore them as much as I did, but every time their phone was open and they're scrolling through stuff, they're Googling stuff, and I'm like, why are they in this movie? Why are they in any movie? Why are they in a theater for a film? I assume you paid ticket prices that are not cheap nowadays, and you're kind of ruining it for anyone else that gives a fuck. And then, this is a rated R film. There are 2 girls who were sitting next to me who had to be younger than fucking 16, 15 years old, right? They were pretty young, and I didn't really give a fuck. I was just watching. But the one girl next to me started taking pictures on her phone of the screen, and the flashes is going off right next to me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? What, do you want that picture so that you can put it on your fucking Instagram with 10 followers to say, look what I saw, look what movie I snuck into and I saw that I wasn't supposed to see? This fucking sucks. The people suck. If this is the type of audience that I have to be next to, or that I have to be surrounded by, I don't know, guys. I'm starting to wonder if it's worth it. The fact that I was able to enjoy the movie still, given all of that, as much as I did, must say a lot about the film, must say a lot about me trying to tone stuff out, and me not just going fucking crazy and yelling at people to shut the fuck up or turn your fucking phone off. I feel much better now that I was able to get all of that out. Thank you guys, if you're still here, for listening. I feel better. Anyways, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen Evil Dead Rise, or if you plan on seeing it. Do you have any other fucked up theater experiences, especially recently as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!